The following presentation is part of the Beyond the Blast Doors network.
You've tuned into the Holochronicles.
Continue with the operation. Unit 5 and ready.
What up, Josh? What's happening, Andrew? Feels like we haven't done this in a while.
It feels like forever.
But we actually just did last week in a YouTube-only video called The Hut Tub Time Machine 2. And why is that?
It was our second one.
Our second tub that we untubbed. We unboxed it.
Which is really a creative name, to be honest with you. The two part, because it was the second tub we had unboxed.
Yeah.
So,
It flowed. There was synergy there.
We like to keep up with the times.
Exactly.
And,
with pop culture.
adding the number 2 is how you get it done.
Exactly.
Well, Hut Tub's pretty good.
Welcome to episode 46 of the Holochronicles Podcast.
Is that what number it is?
We're 46. I hope we're at 46. Otherwise, I'd look silly.
Yeah.
We're your hosts, Josh and Andy, and it's been a couple weeks since we've done a podcast in the traditional sense. We've been vacationing with our families.
Yeah, how was your vacation?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Road tripped with my wife. We left the kids at home.
You basically went to Tatooine.
Yes, and the beginning of Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade.
Yeah.
We road tripped through national parks in Utah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Just my wife and I, no kids. Kind of, what do you want to do today? Okay, let's go there. What do you want to do today? All right, let's go there. It was awesome.
Best way to do it.
And national parks are a great COVID vacation.
They are. They're getting a lot of attention right now because of that, because it does make sense to be outdoors and so forth. But yeah, they're still pretty safe. I mean, I think there's a tax on the local surrounding communities for those national parks where the normal stuff like eating at a restaurant but just be safe. And
then you went on vacation when I got back.
Yeah, we kind of back-to-back our vacations with a little bit of a week break in between, which kind of is part of the reason why our pods have been sporadic now. But yeah, I went the other direction. I went north, since obviously you and I live next door to each other. But
we live relatively
next door
close.
in a podcasting sense, we're practically roommates.
Yeah, we. Our birthdays are a week apart. We just realized our middle names are the same.
It's really creepy. It's getting creepier. All right.
Yeah.
No, I went north to from where we're at to Yellowstone. It was great, and we experienced kind of the same thing.
Nature's beautiful.
Nature's gorgeous. Nature's amazing. I did take the kids with us, but it was because I kind of made that commitment of like, hey, I'm taking them to Yellowstone. I went through there once about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Thought like, wow, like just a quick pass through on our way through for a long road trip, and was like, man, I'm coming back here. So if you haven't been to and I really was torn because you and I talked a lot about your trip, and
we did Arches, Bryce Canyon, and Zion.
Yeah, which is, depending where you're at in the great USA, it's hard to beat the West here when it comes to.
Well, I was just gonna say, we live in Washington State,
right?
And Washington State is beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
It's green forest. We have mountains. We have oceans. We have kind of the plains on the eastern side. I mean,
high desert plateau. Yeah,
we've got a lot that if you like to be outside, we have a rainforest.
Yep.
We have Puget Sound and the Strait of Juan de Fuca, which are beautiful. The San Juan Islands. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of beauty, natural beauty in Washington, and I was blown away by Utah.
You're right. I know.
I mean, Salt Lake City was beautiful.
Yep.
There are things in the southern part of the state, in those national parks that just aren't anywhere else.
Yeah. In the world.
In the world, yeah.
Yep.
So,
and that's the same with Yellowstone. Yellowstone has...
I've never been there, and I was going to ask, since we've turned this into national park talk here.
That's fine.
I imagine Yellowstone as being very woodsy like the Pacific Northwest, but grandiose in a way that Washington isn't.
Yeah, that's a very good description, except for the fact that it changes. It just changes type of view that you have so quickly. You're going from plains with mountains surrounding you to they have the geysers and all the. It's right. The weirdest topography of landscape. It's crazy. Sometimes you feel like you're on Mars, and then you go 2 miles down the road, and yes, you're in climbing mountains, going through a Grand Canyon-esque type, and then you're dropping into a plain where buffalo or bison.
Did you see buffalo?
We saw a few. This isn't the right time of year for them. It was pretty warm.
Did you see any bear?
We did. I saw a bear. A bear in the right spot. It was cool. We did
Was it a black bear?
We did a 4-mile hike in, and
Brown
it
bear?
was a black bear.
Okay.
And he was like the size of a big dog. But
yeah.
You don't want to mess with him.
No, we have black bear here.
Yeah.
And they don't get super big,
Nope.
but that's relative.
But he's pretty cool. He's super chill. There was like 20 people on the trail that obviously had stopped to photograph and video him, and he was in the middle of a little island in the middle of a stream that was covered in like super
Islands
lush.
in the stream.
Super lush green.
That is what we.
Well,
are.
that's what it was, and he's just kind of laying. They're herbivores for the most part, and he's just chewing on grass, and every now and then
big science words.
Wow, that was a big word. I know, because dinosaurs are great, but
they are.
His ears would perk up every now and then. It'd be like he'd notice a crowd, and then he'd like chill back out. Yeah, it was cool.
So the wildlife that we experienced, I fed a squirrel out of my hand.
Oh,
yeah.
Didn't catch rabies or anything?
No, didn't bite my finger.
Oh.
We saw a single moose.
Oh, that's what?
Yeah.
Where?
On the side of the highway.
A moose?
In Idaho.
No. Well, okay. I bet if you were talking down in Utah.
It was close to the border of Utah.
That's way too south.
It was weird. We were not expecting that. We were not expecting random moose at the side of a highway in southern Idaho. But that's the first moose I've seen live, like not in captivity or on TV or something. Yeah, like with my eyeballs.
Not on YouTube.
Yeah. And it was big.
Yeah.
Meese are big.
Meeses are big. But yeah, good. So a little Andy and Josh vacation time over the last couple weeks of July.
It's good.
So thank
Charge
you.
Your batteries.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us
touch with the fam.
Take the break. We did slip one in last week for the hut tub just because we felt guilty. Sorry.
Yes, to our tens of fans.
10s and 20s of fans. But yeah, we're back. We're back. And then, we're slowly easing into it today, right?
Yeah. In fact, I want to ask you, since, you were gone a week and I was gone for a little bit, did you come home to any packages?
Oh, man, I came home to hundreds of packages.
That's
an exaggeration.
Goodness.
However, it was at least 15 packages, and none of them had a Star Wars item in them.
Well, I see that you have 2 packages on your desk right now.
Now, those showed up later.
Okay.
But my wife has been ordering for her young sister's wedding, and so I came home to Amazon galore. But
wedding stuff.
Finally.
Well, you want to
dive right into those?
I think we ought to.
So let me break this down.
Okay.
So from a collector standpoint, there's, we've talked a lot on collector tips about connections, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a connection.
Yep.
Good buddy, who is in Idaho.
Right. He was in the chat for the hut tub.
He was in the chat for the hut tub, and thank you for joining. His name's Andy as well.
Yes.
Great name.
No relation.
But he made me an offer I couldn't refuse while I was on vacation.
Oh.
Which was one of the few texts I actually responded to because I just put it on ignore. But he made me an offer for something I thought was pretty cool, especially from a vintage standpoint. And so I know exactly what it is in one box.
Uh-huh.
However, in Entertainment Earth, I should probably put these on the cam here since we have a cam. From Entertainment Earth, which I love, because now I think when I get an Entertainment Earth box,
it's exciting.
It's just like, I don't know. I have no idea because there's so many pre-orders.
When you see an Entertainment Earth box on your porch, do you do this?
Yes. Every time.
Okay.
Every time. My wife loves it.
You have a good salacious crumb, by the way.
Loves it. No, I'm not doing it today. So I have a surprise, and I know what I got. Okay. Which one do you want first?
I want you to do the one that you.
Okay. So this one is very cool.
Do you have a knife or scissors on you?
I already got to go. I already prepped. Come on. I'm a
baby.
Professional. Come on.
Now, this is a legit unboxing. He just cut the tape.
Yeah. I cut the tape on the top. I have not
cover your address.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
send stuff too.
Send stuff too, or show up. I don't care. Join the pod. So yeah, thank you to my buddy and contact Andy. Obviously, these are the worst things in the world, but I'll take them. So this is pretty cool because, like we've talked about before, the first movie that we remember seeing, a Star Wars movie,
that we saw
that we saw in a theater,
the first Star Wars
truly
movie.
Remember. Like I like to tell a story that I have a vague recollection of laying on the hood of my parents' Pinto in a drive-thru and watching Empire. I don't know if that was a re-release of Empire, meaning leading up to Jedi, and so that's why I have a memory, because I would have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah. Well, those movies lingered.
They did. So I just don't know, but I do remember that. But Jedi was the movie I vividly remember. The theater. I even tell my kids, like, oh, you see that theater over there? That looks like the one I went to. So anyway, that was a long build-up. 2, this in a box, vintage. Let me get the popcorn out of it. All right. There you go. Got a couple corns in there.
Wrong way. That's cool.
That's beautiful. And I haven't even seen it yet. Now I did see in the picture that other side that other Andy sent me. There's a little bit of box damage up there.
Just in one little corner, though.
One corner, but this is a Star Wars Return of the Jedi laser pistol. Action button activates 2-speed laser sound. We've got a pick, which is so interesting because it says Return of the Jedi, but we obviously have a Dagobah scene. Focus. Yeah,
there you go.
See it. Oh, other way. Oh.
That's
a Dagobah scene of Luke pulling the gun on Yoda. Which, and that's
away. Put your weapon.
Away. Put your weapon. That's what you have to love about some of the marketing that went into this because it was so quick.
So this applies to now because you hear this in Black Series circles that they're repackaging,
right?
And this is a early 80s repack job.
Totally.
They just slapped a different brand on it, but it's the same gun they used for Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
But just a different lacing around the box.
Now, one thing you'll notice on this is that no orange tip on this. Oh. Now, remember, that became a safety feature, I think, in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, for like Nerf guns.
So that kids that were running around school zones with guns weren't getting shot by the police because they look so dang real. But obviously the batteries don't work. Nothing's working here. But
you have batteries in it? Have you tried? Oh, I mean, I guess you.
I just opened the box. Thank you. But
wah.
I like your enthusiasm.
Oh, hey, have you tried?
Have you tried it? I'm still trying to get the last piece of freaking packing corn out of there. But yeah, there you go.
That's cool.
I'm pretty happy with that.
I like that. Are you going to leave it in the box?
I'm totally. That is a leave in the box scenario right there.
Okay.
With the exception of possibly, I'd love to slip some batteries in just to hear it.
Well, and here's the thing too. The box is cool.
The box is so cool. I mean, that is totally displayable.
And for those that aren't watching on YouTube, it's in the style of a DL-44.
It is, yeah.
Which makes it kind of funny that there's a picture of Luke wielding a blaster because it's not the exact same.
It's not. This is a Han DL-44.
Right.
Where Luke doesn't have a scope on his. It is a DL-44-ish.
Isn't Luke's scope on the side? It's a side-mounted scope. That's his Empire Strikes Back blaster.
I don't even know if he has a scope. I think it's scopeless. And we'll have to. That's a great fun fact. And actually, if we were live, someone would correct us right now.
RFB would know for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a great fun fact. Is that while I believe that Luke's could be classified as a DL model.
Sure.
Maybe not a 44.
Right.
But
maybe 38.
I don't think there's even a side scope on that. I'm looking at it in the picture and with my there's no scope there unless it's on the other side. But yeah. So there you go.
I think there's a scope.
That's all right. Well, a little. What do we call this? Controversy,
which will be an underlying theme to this podcast.
I'll put it over.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. All right.
Yeah. Thank you to my contact Andy in Utah.
I have a couple things to share, but I'm not going to talk about it quite yet. I will say this, that my wife got me this shirt.
Dude, I was looking. No. That's cool, but show them your sleeves.
Okay, so for those again that aren't watching, it's just an off-white shirt with black print on it.
But
but it's a print of the Millennium Falcon on the box, like Kenner style, which is totally awesome. And what really is the cherry on top is that the sleeves have the vintage figures on them.
Yeah, like good representations of what the vintage figure would look like. I love that shirt. That's a great shirt. It's a little hot for summer, but
it was a little chilly.
I like the dedication.
But yeah, it's like a vintage toy shirt, and this is the first time I've worn it. Full disclosure, and it's already one of my favorites, if not my favorite Star Wars shirt. So
that's a good one.
I'm pretty excited about it. Tip of the cap to you, Mrs. Holochronicles.
Well, hold on.
Mine, Mrs.
That brings in a whole nother level. I know our middle names are the same. All right. We don't need our last names to be the same.
No. Or our kids' last names.
Spent too much time in Utah. All right. Are you ready? Let's go for
insert polygamy joke.
It's all right.
It's funny.
It's all right. I'll tell you why it's all right later if you have a bad comment. Ready for the one I don't know about?
Yes, I have a prediction. Can we do predictions?
Go for it.
I don't want you to predict in case you subconsciously
know. I have no idea.
No,
I'm
okay. I believe it is a Black Series figure. Black Series
I don't
figure.
disagree with that.
Okay.
Size of the box dictates.
Now it could be 2 though. I mean, that's a box that could have 2 in it. But I only think it's 1. And here's what I'm going to say. I think it's a Black Series of. I'm torn between Plo Koon and Kit Fisto.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good.
I'm gonna go Plo Koon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I'm excited.
Would you be pumped?
Yeah, Plo Koon's great.
I'd love Plo Koon. And Kit Fisto. Both of those guys in Clone Wars were awesome.
Amazing.
Don't look at that.
I'm not.
Don't look at that.
Face down. Invoice, you can look now, but I'm putting it down. All right, here we go. Full box reveal. You're going to see it the same time I do. Get ready, Andy.
All right. Oh. Now it's the back. I can't tell what it is.
Black Series is correct.
Okay.
1 is correct.
1 for 1.
My eyes are shut, so I can just pull it out and show
can't see the number.
Camera. I don't even know what it is. I haven't seen. Oh, is it Plo Koon?
Yes.
It's Plo Koon.
Yes. Man,
I didn't even look. Good guess.
Thank you. You know what that is, Josh?
That's
just a guy knowing who his friend is.
You're damn right.
You know?
There's old Koon, right? Plo Koon. Here he is. Come on. I'm trying to get him focused in the cameras, but there you go.
PK. We call him PK.
PK.
Pastor's kid.
His mask looks fantastic.
And his voice was cool.
Is there a Plo Koon Black Series already?
This is it.
This is the first one, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I have to tell you,
Master Plo
some of these Black Series I get are a little, they've been passed down the line a little bit.
Yeah.
This one is sharp.
Okay.
This is sharp. I gotta have to be honest. This is the first time I've ever looked at the box and been like, oh, that's clean. Because sometimes they just come a little round,
right? Yeah,
little rounded on the
handled.
edge.
They come handled.
This is very clean.
You know what? Our friends at the Palaboys, they would be happy to see that, because I know they've been a little frustrated lately with some of the care or lack of care in packaging.
No, and I don't disagree with them, because there is and I'm not as sensitive. I don't.
But you know what? Here, let me plug Entertainment Earth. they typically do a good job of packing. It's when you get things from like Target, Walmart,
that's thrown in sometimes from a store. A store is packing that and shipping it because I think they have a very networked type of shipping, meaning if you have a surplus at a store, they'll send them an order and say, hey, ship this here.
Right.
As opposed to a centralized warehouse.
Because I'm recalling back to I know it just looks good.
I'm going to bring this over to you.
I can tell. Well, I was going to say that I remember getting from Entertainment Earth the carbonized Boba Fett in the green box and it being sharp. I mean,
that is sharp. That thing feels better than.
The plastic's nice on it. Yeah. It's not like foggy. Plo Koon's.
Yeah, or scraped up. Sometimes the plastic's a little marred from just being rubbed against another figure in a box.
Yeah, I love Black Series.
So
I mean, that's a cloth cape. That's not a molded.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really cool.
So thank you, Entertainment Earth, for.
Yeah, if you don't mind, sometimes you won't be the first to get it if you order from Entertainment Earth, but
they get it.
But they'll get it to you, and usually it's pretty good.
I think their clout is coming up as far as pre-orders go. Meaning they might be moving up the chain as as far as like Hasbro or whoever's gonna shoot it out first, or maybe a Target or Walmart will get it first for the money.
I'll tell you what, I ordered the Empire Strikes Back retro figures from Zavi in March, whenever they were announced to come out. Still haven't gotten them. Yeah, well, I probably won't be ordering from Zavi again.
Yeah, that's too bad. Are they UK based? Is that the reason?
I'm not sure.
I think they might be.
Are they?
I think they might be overseas. So
that'd be good to know.
I think they actually are. Someone's gonna, comment on it. But yeah,
that's fine.
I think I remember.
We would like to know.
When I looked, they were. So I'll check for you and see if. No, it says. United Kingdom. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zavi's.
All right. Well, then that makes a little more sense as to why.
And I think the UK, bless their hearts, sometimes they get a little bit of an exclusive sometimes too, which they deserve because
they get a lot of things or don't get a lot of things over there.
So I know that.
All right. I guess I won't.
All right, don't rip on Zavi yet.
Nah, jeez. If I don't get it by September, though, by the end of September, I'm gonna be back to controversy.
Damn.
Controversy.
This is a rough pod. 46.
Do you know any famous 46s in sports?
No, but what's our next president going to be?
46.
So there's some controversy there.
Unless it's...
Is that right?
If it's Trump again, he stays 45, right?
I think they get the progressing number. I don't know. No, you're right. No, they don't progress. No, you're right.
All right. Anyway, 46. The only...
Controversy.
Controversial figure. 46. The only 46 I could think of off the top of my head is Todd Christensen for the Raiders.
Well, we had 45 for Jordan.
It's close.
It's close.
It's not.
No.
46. That's the only 46 I can think of.
Who?
Todd Christensen.
Yeah.
He was a tight end, kind of an H-back for the Raiders in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
He had
Super
he had a long
controversial.
curly mullet, mustache.
He was a Raider, so that's why you're calling him controversial.
I guess. He was pretty good. Any Raider fans out there? Hello?
Me?
Anyone?
I'm a Raider fan.
Okay. I'm not, but I just remember him from when I was a kid.
Just by proxy, but I'm a Raider fan.
All right, Josh. We haven't done one of these in a while.
Hello, what have we here?
Collector Tip!
So while you were gone, I did a little YouTube video, covered a few topics, but one of them was the plan. And the plan was how I was going to finish off the vintage collection of toys. There's one thing that I don't have. I've got the figures, I've got the play sets, I've got all but one vehicle.
Okay.
And I kind of laid out a plan of how I was going to get it, because when you have something specific in mind as a collector, if it's inexpensive, if you see it, you can buy it. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it.
Sure.
If you walk by it at Target or, wherever, and it's like, oh yeah, Plo Koon, I'll just go buy it. But this was a bigger dollar item, and the Ewok Battle Wagon came out in '85. Go back and listen to that on YouTube if you want to get the full breakdown of the plan. But the plan was how I was going to finish this off. It's something specific, something I've wanted / felt like I needed. Need.
Sure. Same thing. When it comes to
I mean,
vintage.
really. And it's been on my radar for a long time, although I haven't been able to set aside, I'd try to set aside like $500 for it, not knowing if I would spend $300 or if it might end up being $600, depending on the condition, if it came with a box or whatever. I just wanted a complete one.
Right.
Okay. Whether it came with box and instructions, whatever is secondary.
Right.
But it's the last thing. So I have a plan that consisted of me purchasing a collection of G.I. Joes and then selling most of it, and whatever profit after what I spent $450. Anything over that I would put towards getting a battle wagon.
Right.
Well, here's an update.
Okay.
My eBay, I've eBayed on this, and some people like to do that. Some people don't. You are paying a
premium
on eBay
for exposure. It's good exposure.
It's great. You're going to get eyeballs on it if more than you would like a local Craigslist or an OfferUp ad or something like that. So there's benefits to it, and I understand that. And I've been a long time eBay buyer and seller, but my eBay auctions have been crushing. Like legitimately, I've sold 13. I've had 13 auctions. Some of them just a single weapon or a vehicle with a figure or maybe a small lot of things. And I just want to update you that the time that I took cleaning everything, because they were sitting in a garage for a long time. They were dirty and dusty. Cleaning everything, organizing, getting all the parts and pieces to the right vehicle, figure, bagging them up, and putting the name and the year, and
sure.
And I do have familiarity with these things, so it wasn't anything that I needed help for. I'd go to yojo.com and figure out what it went to, which is a great resource, by the way, if you're into G.I. Joes. My auctions have been crushing, and I have the money needed to purchase an Ewok Battle Wagon. And in fact, there was an auction that ended today for one that was missing 2 parts. It was in great shape. It had been on display at the owner's home in an IKEA display case, like beautiful. The ones that we have.
Just beautiful.
And he took pictures of it, and it was in there, and it was missing 2 pieces. So it's like it was at a reasonable price, but it's missing 2 pieces. Concurrently, there's an auction for a box with instructions.
And 2 pieces? That'd be funny.
No, that would be serendipitous.
Yeah,
but
it's his wife.
Bummer.
I got you.
Yeah, bummer. But I here's the update. I bid the opening bid for that battle wagon.
Yep.
No one else bid. I got it.
Oh!
I got the battle wagon. Now it's missing 2 parts. One of the parts is on eBay for a buy it now. There's 2 on there. And they're parts that don't show up often.
Sure.
But there happens to be 2, and they were both buy it now prices. So I bought one of the parts. And then I have a bid in for the box with like 3 days to go. And I'm saying this, well, there's people listening that could potentially bid against me if they wanted to raise that. So here's where we're at today. The plan, setting out a plan to get something, it's my collector tip. If it's something specific, it's a little bit more of a high dollar item. I just don't have $500 I can just grab and throw at it. I had to save a little bit, or I had to have a plan on how to get those funds. And it worked to perfection. I have a battle wagon on my way. It'll be in my possession this week, along with one of the 2 parts that's missing.
Spoiler alert, next pod.
Yeah. So, hopefully by next week, I'll be able to sit here and show you and because not a lot of people have this thing. It's not a wildly collectible item that people have. It's not like a Farm Boy Luke, which everybody had in 1980, you know.
So I have two things I want to add to that. So first of all, I want to talk about your plan, which I think is awesome, because I think part of your plan or your description of the plan is patience. And we live in a very impulsive society these days, right? I mean, we're getting everything in 30-second hits. I mean, right now you're 30 minutes into this pod and you probably have tuned us out because that's just the way it is, right? If you don't hook me and keep me, or
I don't know, that national park was pretty stimulating.
It was just a great convo. Anyway, but no, we get it. Like, boom, we're just a very impulsive society. We've been programmed that way. Just standing in line to buy the food that you've bought, you're in an impulse aisle, right? Like,
microwave
society. Need a deck of cards and some chapstick. This is great. But so as that translates to a collector, I'm I have to control myself because I'm very impulsive. However, I'm repulsed by waiting. Like, that's got 3 days to go on an auction or something like that, or it's too far away, or I don't know what the shipping is. I mean, I'm immediately repulsed by any obstacle that comes in the way of my collecting sometimes. Now, other times, finding it or talking with someone, it's all fine. So I like that about you plan your stuff out. I mean, you literally bought a lot of a you do love G.I. Joes, but and then you sold them off to then acquire enough funds to buy the battle wagon. So I think that's a great tip.
I think it's necessary sometimes.
Yeah.
It's smart to budget just in life generally, like you have an idea of what's coming in, so you know what you can spend, right?
Well, I think even if you have enough funds, like you said, like you have $500 to throw at anything, but do you have $500 that makes sense to throw at a battle wagon, right?
Sure.
And so
it's not going to be a detriment to my family.
No. They're not going to not eat this month or something. But also you have to be responsible. And I think justification is good because, look, at the end of the day, we're a bunch of grown people buying toys that remind us of our childhood and make us happy when we look at them. Right. They're definitely not a need, right? They're a want. However, they're in need in the sense of, like, look, mental health and being happy is a great thing, right?
Sure.
Can't buy that.
Well,
so
actually, you can.
You can.
Just have a little patience and budget.
But I think putting a parameter on how you acquire it is good, and it's actually something I'm working towards too. That's why I'm identifying with it right now. Is like I had a long run of kind of just shoot, fire and forget, like buy that, and which is still funny because we just did it today. Like that Entertainment Earth. I have to be honest. I had zero clue I ever purchased that, but
I did.
I know. You have a better memory than I do. That's,
to quote,
painfully obvious.
Kylo Ren, but I do.
So, is that as fulfilling as kind of working towards it? No, of course not. It's not even close, so.
Well, it's funny to say that because, this is a very dad or grandpa thing to say, but,
sure.
But earning it, you'll appreciate it a lot more.
And that hasn't ever changed. I don't care how dad or grandpa it is.
Well, that is true. God, it's so funny because on my personal account, not the Holochronicles account on Twitter, I saw today Dan Orlovsky, NFL guy. Mm-hmm. He posted. He said, "I would rather earn it any day rather than it be given to me." He was talking about an opportunity that passed him by. That he's like, "I'd rather earn it than have it handed to me because I'll appreciate it more and I'll take care of it better."
He'll treat it right.
Yeah, and
I think that's the main thing. Like, look, everybody needs something given to them at some point in their life. They need a leg up.
For sure, they need a helping hand.
A helping hand, but sometimes if you didn't really need the hand and something got thrown in your lap, Plo Koon, you just don't appreciate it as much. It's going to get thrown in with the rest. I'm going to put it in order, 108 between 110, 109. There we go.
Well, and that's true. The idea of earning it, I think it's easy to forget, because to bring this full circle, the society that we live in is very now. Give it to me now. I want it now. Give it to me now. And that delayed gratification, that working towards it, sometimes it might take years. Like job-wise, it might take you years.
Or vacation-wise or something.
If you have something lofty that you're shooting at, you may not get it for a while. And not that an Ewok Battle Wagon applies to life, but the same principle is true.
I actually think it applies to life more than if you were using a large example of a house or a vacation or something like that.
But it's true in the macro and the micro. I was thinking like a high school kid is going to take care and appreciate. I think of my son. It's like he's going to get a car at some point in high school, and I'm going to make him work for part of it.
Right.
This is where parents, obviously, if you're in a position to, you want to help your kid out, and so you do that. But you also want to help your kid out in life too, like earn it a little bit, so you won't just off-road it and not care, or drive it into a ditch, or So I don't know whether it's a high school kid or whether it's an adult in a job or a house. Having a plan, earning it, you'll appreciate it. You'll take better care of it, and that way, if at some point you want to get rid of it, it's still in good shape. It still holds its value. My grandparents have things. My grandma has a toaster from the 50s that she still uses because she's cleaned it when it's gotten dirty.
Yep.
And she's replaced the plug on it because it got a little frayed. And
it works.
50s toaster. Like, what?
70 years
just
old.
Get a new toast. No, I don't need a new toaster. I got one that works just fine. We're rabbit trailing.
No, I don't think we are. That to me is we are in a consumer society, and thank God, because we wouldn't have for us, we wouldn't have all this. Look, even in the 80s, we were pumping stuff out. You just said it. We have a repackaged DL44, which I just purchased for far too much money compared to what it cost to put it out there.
Is the sticker still on it?
No. There's no sticker.
Okay.
But
I'd be curious.
But that being said, I think what you were going for too, with your grandma's analogy there, was also like, if she ever did get rid of it because it meant something else to someone, that's who she would look for. She would look for somebody that it meant as much to as it did to her. Like, I took good care of this. You take good care of it.
Yeah.
I think that is a good part of the collecting group or community is finding someone that cares as much about it as you have cared for it. Like, come on, passing something on that you loved. I mean, you did that with your GI Joes. You loved those things. Now, maybe not individually, but as a concept.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing. And you want
it wasn't like I wasn't like pumped to get rid of them. I had a plan in mind, as it turns out, but you weigh your priorities, and when I got rid of them, I knew they were going to someone who was appreciative.
There you go.
Who was appreciative, and
I think
so
that's
that made me
the
feel
main
good.
Word.
Right. That I just felt.
I think appreciation is the main word. You appreciate the time you put in. You appreciate the effort someone else took to take care of it before you bought it.
And even if they were feeding me a line, at least I felt good about it.
That's what we're all about. Welcome to America, man.
Yeah. Once it's in their possession, they can do whatever they want with
Give me the line. Give me the line that makes me feel good about what I've done.
Validate my opinions, please.
Well, now that we've taught everyone
a valuable life tip,
a common sense lesson.
Yeah, a collector tip, life tip. Make a plan. It's okay, and if you hold to it, it might.
I think you need to hear that, though. I think you need to hear that. It's okay. Someone once told me, like, "Hey, calm down." Or, be calm. And this wasn't about collecting, but I've translated it over into things like, hey, and it was an older person who was a little wiser than me. Who
has a little perspective.
A little perspective. They said, hey, calm down. You'll get there. Enjoy what you're doing now. I think that's the same with collecting. It's like, hey, slow down. You don't have to own everything today. Just be and we see that so many times in the collections that are shared with us of the one-off items of someone just so proud of the one thing they got that took them a lot of time and perspective and appreciation and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So never discount the person that's going to put up that, like, you know, the Plo Koon, that he could mean some way more to somebody else and just put it up and be like, I got him.
Right.
That's huge. So congratulations on your battle wagon. I'm happy for you. You hadn't told me you bought it yet. You told me you were looking at one.
I bought it today.
Congratulations.
Like just before I came over. The auction
nice work.
ended. Thank you. I feel good about it. Now it's missing one piece, and so then, you know,
another quest begins.
My hunt is not,
which may be the thing you like the most, to be honest with you.
Like, so
let's identify with the real addiction here.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what part it is in case people are listening.
Yeah, we don't want eBay to be all inundated.
I don't need that.
People scalping Andy's part.
All right, Josh. Well,
Star Wars news.
Did you just cut your own self off with the?
And I'm
You're in charge of the board.
Dang it, me. But it's with heavy heart we have this little bit of Star Wars news from this weekend. Longtime actor Wilford Brimley has passed away. And he does have a Star Wars connection. He played a character in the Battle for Endor.
Did he?
Ewok.
Oh, he did.
Ewok adventure. Would you happen to remember his name?
Of course I don't. I can barely remember your name. You're the name guy. Yeah. But I'm thinking back, and all of a sudden I just got, was he wasn't in like makeup or costume, right?
He was he was in
a costume, right, obviously, but he wasn't in like disfiguring makeup or anything.
He was himself. You could see him.
Was
clearly.
he was the kid's like uncle or something, right? Or grandpa? Or am I wrong? Was he in the ship and then they exited the ship? And
I don't remember exactly, which is
okay.
Unfortunate because I watched that movie like over Christmas this year.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I watched it when I was 5.
It's bad.
Oh, it's terrible. But Teak and he was Teak. No, Teak.
Teak wasn't Teak.
No, Teak was his little guy though, and he's like, take Teak with you, and they went out with Teak, and he stayed in the ship. He got sick or something.
Wicket and
probably diabetes. Damn it, it's too soon.
You son of a bitch. You just couldn't help yourself, could you?
I can't.
All right. Anyway.
Well, no. I remember Wilford Brimley most from the movie Cocoon.
Okay.
Which is a great movie.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
I remember him most from the Quaker Oatmeal.
Well, of course. I just meant movies, but yeah.
I vaguely recall seeing him in Cocoon.
And then recently, in the last 10 years, as a
spokesperson,
a meme action star for diabetes.
Yep. His name on in the movie is Noah.
Noah what?
Noah Briqualon.
How do you spell that?
Briqualon, I believe.
Oh, I'll be damned. He is. He's holding the little girl. Yeah, he was like the uncle or the grandpa. Probably grandpa. I mean, we don't need to go with uncle. That's creepy. Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
Was he related? I'm not.
He was a human male trader and a mid-level scout who, after crashing his star cruiser on Endor, spent decades living as a hermit on the surface. So he wasn't grandpa. He wasn't related.
No, he was a hermit on the moon.
But he found him. When Wheat left their crash site in search of, man, there's too much background on Wikipedia. Give me a break. No one cares. Hold on. With a furry teak, named Teak. So Noah's real creative in his naming. Yeah. He named a teak.
It's like having a dog named
as his companion. He spent years repairing the crashed cruiser. Oh, so he was repairing the cruiser,
trying to get out of there,
and then he found the orphaned. Oh no, Teak found the orphaned girl Sindel Tawani and her Ewok friend Wicket Wisteri Warwick, and welcomed them into the Briqualon's home. So he was like,
this was the second movie. The Battle for Endor was the second one. The Caravan of Courage was the first one, where she had a brother and parents that died. Parents died right away. The brother, whose name also was Mace, ironically.
Oh, there's many Maces in the galaxy.
Oh my goodness, such a bad movie. Actually, I think the Battle for Endor is a little bit better.
Is that where they fight the giant vampire bat-looking dude? In the cave? And they get trapped in a cage? Or is that? No, that is, because I watched number 2 as a kid. I didn't watch the
Caravan of Courage.
Well,
I own them both if you want to watch them sometime.
I don't.
We should live watch it.
Well, we should do that. Now hold on, I'm going to screen share
so
Brimley.
Bad. It's
I
so bad.
Screwed that up probably. Can I get Brimley on here? Hold on. If you're watching on YouTube, nah, I can't. Oh, hold on.
Are you sure? Because I probably can.
Hold on. I think I got him. Here he is. Yeah, I got him right here. Let's see what I got. There he is.
Okay.
There he looks. Wilford looked actually better, I think, before he died than in that picture right there.
I wish he would have had his own figure. In part of the Ewoks line or something like that. But nobody from the movies did. I should say.
Is that something we should hook up for the custom figures that you can make?
You can, actually. I did do a quick search on Wilford Brimley Ewoks figure, and there were a couple of custom ones, but...
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he just holding a bag of sugar and some Quaker Oats?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. I just got a notification. I've been outbid for the Battle Wagon box.
Yep.
But there's still a few days on
Bid up. All right. What else you got?
That actually leads into
Easter eggs.
So speaking of the Battle of Endor, the Easter egg for that I chose also shows up in the Clone Wars around season 4 or 5, I want to say.
Okay.
And then shows up in the Mandalorian. Any guesses?
Clone Wars season 4 or 5. No.
Blurgs.
Oh, well, blurgs. Yeah, I'm the one that found that. Give me a break.
Did we talk about that already?
Of course I had blurgs.
We talked about that already.
We did blurgs.
Did we do blurgs?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that your Easter egg?
Yeah.
Man, he went on vacation. Don't blame him.
Brain went on vacation. All right, so there's blurgs in the battle for Endor. That's where we first saw him in the stop motion.
No. I didn't know there were blurgs in the battle for Endor.
Yeah, that's where we first see him.
Oh,
they were.
No, you're connected. I'm sorry. I was hitting you because I was doing Mandalorian and Clone Wars, but you're going Battle for Endor.
Yeah. Well, they even briefly showed him in one of the Mandalorian behind the scene, the gallery.
They showed the stop motion from Battle. I'm sorry, I heard you wrong. Okay.
Yeah. So if you hadn't seen that, that would.
No, we haven't talked about that. I didn't know the blurg went all the way down to Battle for Endor. That's great.
Yeah.
So the blurg's been around for a long time.
The blurg's been around almost since the beginning.
So he's not a Filoni creation. He's a Filoni callback. So Filoni's, or I'm saying Filoni, but
right?
He's
a Filoni Favreau.
Yeah, they're saying like let's grab some of these old, lesser known
things that exist.
Yeah, and pull them in
and use them in the animated series,
also
and
awesome.
Then use them in the Mando, and yes.
Yeah.
So I don't consider that to be fan service.
Me neither.
I consider that using the resources that you have, using things that exist in the Star Wars galaxy, and bringing them back. And they're they're a minor thing, but now they've shown up 3 times. So
no, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. One in stop motion, one in animated, and one in full. What do they call that? Functional prop, or where Queel is actually sitting on top of something that's moving, and it looks like
right. I don't know what they call that. I'm not in the biz.
Well, they do use stop motion when he's looking at the blurgs in his binocs.
Do they?
Yeah. So that is a very specific callback to Battle of Endor.
See,
that's very cool, though.
That's not fan service.
No,
that's just
that's
a
deep.
fan making the damn newer show. I mean, that's so cool. Would you not put in as many callbacks as you could if you were the director of a Star Wars film?
Well, and also from a
series,
practical standpoint too, it's like, why reinvent everything?
Right.
Let's grab some things that actually exist.
But the
whole Cantina remake scene in Mandalorian is just this, that, and the other thing called back from other things on Tatooine. I mean, it was great.
But also, aren't we in love with? Half the time when those shows are released, somebody spends 48 hours picking it apart to find the cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
So you got to plant some stuff somewhere, right?
Exactly. Now, Josh,
For the nerds,
for us,
right?
I put up a poll this week that I doubt you saw.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
It's all right. I just put up because, again, and I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but the eBay auctions that I've done have been crushing it. Did I say that already?
You did.
And so just because I've got a little fun money in my PayPal account at the moment, I just had a wild idea. Like, if I could afford it, what would I rather have? A vinyl cape Jawa or a double telescoping lightsaber Luke?
Ooh.
Which would you rather have?
Vinyl cape.
Easy?
Yeah.
Not even close?
No.
You know which one's more expensive?
No.
If condition is similar?
I think the vinyl is.
It is.
Yeah.
But I put up on the Twitter polls, which would you rather have for your collection?
Mm-hmm. I didn't see it.
The vinyl cape Jawa or the double telescoping lightsaber Luke Skywalker? And do you know what won?
Nope.
I will say this. In the first half of the vote, it was overwhelming.
Luke. Yeah.
Oh, it was 75%, 25%.
It's obviously Luke, right? And a double telescoping sounds interesting because
not many exist.
No, you got single telescoping or whatever you call it, but yeah, you got just one saber comes out of the arm.
Yeah, and
and I haven't actually even physically seen either of these items in real life. Have you?
Double telescope.
You have.
I have.
I have not seen a double telescope.
Nope, only pictures of the vinyl caped Jawa. But I think the poll ended up getting 50 exact votes.
Okay,
because it's kind of an obscure topic that
it's pretty specific.
Your casual Star Wars fan may not understand
or care about
why or care. Yeah, exactly. But it ended up 54% to 46%. Luke was the more
pretty close, actually.
It caught. I mean, the vinyl cape Jawa made a big time surge at the end there.
I got to tell you, the vinyl cape is the one that I think about and look for when I see a Jawa. I'm like, oh, I'll look.
Just maybe somebody won't know what they have.
Yeah,
I'll give you $25 for it.
Which is ridiculous too, because it would honestly be if you put a cloth cape next to a vinyl, they'd be like, oh, I'll take the cloth if no value was involved, because cloth just looks better. It looks like the Jawas.
Correct.
Vinyl looks stupid.
Yes.
So that's why maybe, just maybe, you come across someone that's just like, I'm getting rid of this Jawa. You know? I'm like, yeah, I'll give you $100. Like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, it's weird. I know.
It's weird. Don't worry about it.
It's $100. You'll be happy you have it.
Maybe not when they find out.
Yeah,
that's how I got my hollow cheek Tusken Raider.
Yeah, just on accident, right?
On accident, purely accident.
He's just a Tusken Raider. He's a $10. That's what our going rate for the BMB is, $10 or $5 or depending on weapon or no.
I think it's $5 if he's loose.
$5 loose.
$10 if
$5 loose.
Just
there's the 80% of them, and then I was just looking. If a vinyl shows up, you never know. They're out there too.
Somewhere.
They're in boxes.
Somewhere.
They're in toy boxes and attics. They're just rotten.
Yeah.
I mean, the cloth would rot, but the vinyl is going to live forever. Maybe that's why they're so valuable.
Because they'll never die. It's like a Twinkie.
As long as the sun doesn't get near them. But other than that, we're good.
Yeah. So anyway, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a double telescoping Luke, or would you rather have a vinyl cape Jawa? Leave a comment. Let us know.
Tell us down below.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
I would love to
flex
see one.
it up. Flex it up.
I know a guy that has a double telescoping Luke, and it's graded.
Oof.
It's loose graded, but
still good.
He's got one. I got a plan for this. I've been waiting a long time to get this. It wasn't something that he just.
I got a divorce for this.
No, he's still with his current spouse.
Oh, good for him.
Now, Josh, the topic of the day for us, at least as we kind of wind this down to an end, is we were talking before the pod started, is like, how can we expand our audience? How can we expand our reach on the social medias? Just, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can be shocking.
Right. Controversy.
Right? You can be controversial in some sort of fashion, whether it be Howard Stern-like or
Fandom Menace-like.
Phantom Menace-like, shocking. You say provocative things and either care or not care about what happens afterwards. And
not care, I think, is the main way to be.
If you're going to be shocking, you do have to have a layer on you that, I'm going to say this.
Sure.
And I'm going to stand by it, and I'm going to support it even if it's poorly
thought out.
Or you can be entertaining.
Kittens. You can be
cute.
Kittens. You can be kittens.
Yeah. A lot of like buttons on cute kitten videos. Playing the piano and
all right. Go on.
So we're gonna try and make a conscious effort to be a little less safe with our opinions. Be willing to express them a little more freely, not because we're looking to pick fights, but we'll start slow.
Is this the Holochronicles dabbing their toe into the controversy pool?
Yes, it is.
You guys are not going to believe how
this is the
controversial we're about to get.
The Holocontroversials podcast. And I want to read
it for the end. Nobody's listening anymore.
I want to read you a quote.
Okay, read it.
Social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it.
Oh, damn. Was that Mark Hamill?
Iron Mike Tyson.
I thought it was Mark Hamill.
Now, that was just a meme. I don't know if Mike Tyson actually said it. Sounds like something he would say.
It does.
And Mike Tyson is the perfect example of people would talk a lot of shit about Mike Tyson because he's had a controversial past.
Sure.
But I guarantee you, none of those people would say those things to his face.
Not one.
Not
even one.
A single one. I bet there were people who interviewed him that were nervous about what they wanted to ask.
Sure. Are you saying we're like Iron Mike Tyson?
I'm saying we might have to be willing to get punched in the face once or twice.
Well,
with our opinions.
I will say this. It's we've said it before on the pod. It was very interesting as a Star Wars fan and really, to be honest, a casual Star Wars fan who loved it like with a deep childhood love.
Sure. An innocent love
that didn't transcend into any of my daily activities, right? From time to time it'd come out, boom, if a movie's coming out, I'm in line. I'm talking about me personally.
Mm-hmm.
From a collector's standpoint, if something came across like a lot or somebody just hit me up because they knew I like Star Wars, you bet. But it wasn't all consuming. It was such an eye opener to dive into the Star Wars social media field and realize, like, right off the bat, we had some players that liked us we were starting our silly pod and we're doing our thing. And then to watch their feeds and realize, like, whoa, there's actually like real animosity, or there's real opinions, real strong opinions
in the negative,
which are positive in their view, meaning it should be like this. That's their positive take and their negative, representation of it. That I was shocked because I'm just like, oh, seriously? I thought we all just loved these movies, and you're like, oh, I wish Luke's cape was a little better. Anakin's hair sucked in Revenge of the Sith. It really was greasy. I got to be honest with you. It was just a grease ball. I mean, they were trying to make him look, dastardly, but whatever. And then to see that it was really like an actual divide made us kind of go, whoa, let's pull back and just make sure that we represent what we represent as far as exactly how we came in.
Yeah.
Totally innocent.
No, we have said before that we're going to try and be a positive podcast.
We are.
But that's really kind of phony a little bit because it's true. We don't love everything about Star Wars, but we love Star Wars.
Sure.
Right? Like we've said a lot that there are things about a couple of the sequel movies that there were parts in them that I didn't really jive with, or you didn't really jive with, and that's fine. We still love Star Wars. We still love all of Star Wars, but there are things that, not my favorite. I feel like speaking freely about some criticisms isn't being negative. I think it's just forming an opinion and trying to back it up, just like you would in a creative,
but it hasn't
creative writing class.
Wouldn't you say that social media, based on what you just said, has kind of shoved us into a position of being like, well, we have to stay on this side and defend it, even though sometimes the things that we hear, we're like, I kind of agree with that. Or even though that wasn't presented well, it still has a little bit of merit, yeah. Which I think is kind of,
Yeah, social media brings out the extremes. And
it also brings out the cliques. It brings out the division. It brings out pick your sides, which I don't think is totally necessary.
No, it's very high school.
I think we're safe in saying, as a positive pod, which I still think we're going to adhere to, we're saying look, we have our own opinions, and actually, I'm gonna just be able to say I think that sucks, but it doesn't mean that I'm part of this clique or sect. I think
how we separate ourselves is that if I say I thought the whole Canto Bight scene in The Last Jedi, that whole part of the plot was kind of dumb.
Sure.
And it didn't really move things along like I think they were hoping it did. I wasn't down with that. That was, to me, that was a
political
dumb.
statement.
That was dumb.
No, it was a political statement within a movie.
Whatever it was, I didn't like it. Now, if you tell me that you liked it, I'm fine with that.
Sure.
I'm not going to berate you or make you feel like less of a fan because you enjoyed something that I didn't. That's the difference. There are people on Twitter that would call you out as lesser in some way if you had a contrary opinion to theirs. We're not going to do that.
No.
But leading up to what we're getting to.
Oh, it's so controversial.
We're going to share a couple of hot takes. And when I say hot, I mean the mild packet at Taco Bell hot.
Yeah,
actually yours is a little warmer than
think
mine.
Mine's hot?
I do.
I like how we gave this whole very so let me can I just add a little PS on this?
You're going to be let down by our
we are not no, but Andy's like, we made a decision. No, we were just talking hey, let's part of it's sometimes I feel like I'm too vanilla and I'm holding back when I'm like that sucks. Which is fine. So just let it be known that
here are our warm takes.
Here's our
okay, I'm going to do mine first because I think it is it is very lukewarm, so to speak.
I don't know, man. I might disagree with you. This is
so if you follow us on Twitter, I posted a picture of this a couple days ago, but I recently got this, and not all of you may know what that is right there. This is a soundtrack in a vinyl form. Vinyl predates CDs and cassette tapes. It is the soundtrack to the Shadows of the Empire video game. Now, the Shadows of the Empire video game came out in the mid-90s, I think 94, 95, somewhere right in there. And the story takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. It is a well-documented fact that it is my favorite Star Wars book. I really enjoyed the video game, which could be played on Nintendo 64, which had its own original soundtrack to it, which was unique because Star Wars video games before and after haven't had their own original, at least in the same sense, where they actually had a director and somebody who made their own music. Now, there are definite tie-ins to some of the John Williams themes in some of the pieces. But here's my hot take or my warm take. I will put this soundtrack up against any Star Wars soundtrack. All right, I've listened to this. It's still in the package, but I've heard it. It's great. It's as good as the Rogue One, which I think Giacomi, Andrew or something. I can't remember what the guy's name. It's a great soundtrack, but I would put this up against it. Even though John Williams is the maestro, of Star Wars music,
father,
but I would put this up against any
So hold on. Don't mince words. What are you saying?
I think it's really good.
You think it is?
Okay, it's not better than Star Wars or Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
But I think it is as good as any other Star Wars soundtrack.
Okay.
Whether it's prequel, sequel, one-off, or I would even include, now this is where the heat might turn up a little bit.
Let's go.
Okay.
Come on, hit that controversy button.
The last 4 episodes of Clone Wars, which the music was incredible for.
Right.
And even just the Clone Wars soundtrack in general is really good. And the Mandalorian soundtrack is very good.
That's
Josh,
better.
I think this is as good or better.
So you're saying that
that's my hot take, and I don't have a lot to back that up other than
basically
music's a lot of opinion formed anyway. So
you just said that that's better than 7 movies that John Williams has scored.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because even
I don't know, man. We're losing followers left and right now.
Well, so here's the deal. John Williams pulls from his own stuff, right? He doesn't ignore the themes that he has previously written, right?
Of course.
So in some way, he's not ripping himself off, but he is using what has been already laid down as source material for his new stuff, right? Joel McNeely is doing the same thing. Now, he's not the original creator of that, what John Williams is.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Joel McNeely is a better composer and musical writer than I'm not saying that. But
you're saying his take on
his soundtrack for this video game that actually ended up being done by the Royal Scottish National Chorus and Orchestra,
of course,
is very good. And I would encourage you to go form your own opinion about it. My opinion on it is very strong.
Okay. Here's my issue.
Okay.
Haven't listened to that since I played the game.
Sure.
Through the speakers on a 27-inch RCA.
Right. And it's not going to be in the 64-bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. I want to hear it.
Did Mario in the castle.
I'm doing the Hoth scene where that's what I remember. That music's great. It's all the Hoth music transposed, really, because a lot of that game is in a snow environment. I don't know if it was Hoth or not.
It starts off in Hoth, I believe.
Yeah. So I do remember that game vividly, at least in that sense, except when I turned it on and saw the graphics. I was
the
like,
Wampas.
Yeah, the graphics are far worse than I remember as a kid. But
it's bad. Come up and play it with me sometime.
But here's my hot take to just add on to your hot take. I don't think Mandalorian's music's that good. It kind of bugs me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even after watching the gallery series on the music?
Yeah. Let me just say, like I don't hate it. I have no problem with it, but it does not move me.
Okay.
I don't appreciate it that much. To be honest, it seems almost out of place.
Okay.
I would have preferred a little more, a little closer link to the orchestration that's involved with Star Wars. Even though it is an orchestra, obviously, but I don't know. It could just be a keyboard and one guy who can mix real well. But
I think a lot of it is.
Sure. But I just didn't think it's like I think it plays a part for the levity and kind of the upbeat feeling I get when I love Mandalorian, don't get me wrong. And the music definitely adds to that. It couldn't not add to that.
But you're not going to buy the
But I'm not going to nope. I'm not going to listen to that music and have it pull any strings for me.
Okay.
Not like I believe Shadows of the Empire, what you just put up, would for me. I need to listen to it, but I know that
there's a turntable,
2 microphones.
Where it's at?
I have 1 turntable and 2 microphones. Yeah, I was backwards there, but anyway, no. So there's my hot take. But anyway, we'll move on because that's a stupid take.
Yeah,
man, we're so damn controversial right now. God. Watch your mouth, Andy.
My seat is hot.
Woo! We told you it's gonna get fire in here. All right. Are we about to wrap it up, or you want me to take mine?
You need to give your.
All right. I don't know if I've got.
If mine was a warm take, yours is a.
I don't think it's the lukewarm.
It's
take.
A steamy take. It's not a hot take yet, but there's some sizzle to it. There's a little steam on it.
No, I don't know. Let me say this. and I'll jump right in. I won't give too much lead up to this.
Do it.
But listen, right on the same line as Mandalorian, there's one thing, and we knew this in the beginning. We knew it, is that they screwed up on merchandising. They screwed up big time. And in one category and one category only, right? And that's the child, the Baby Yoda. Mm-hmm. They screwed up. As soon as he hit in episode 1, like you could have never seen him again and wanted to buy every toy they made. Because it's a little peek over the blanket and the little finger, boom, we're all sold, right?
Well, and the first episode came out at the end of November.
Right.
Christmas is a
You're
month
thinking,
away.
Here it comes.
Onslaught. It was
my kids. I didn't
Tickle
even,
Me Elmo.
Oh,
It was
like
Teddy Ruxpin.
On. And guess what? And then we found out
I said
that
Teddy Ruxpin.
I love it. I had Teddy Ruxpin, or at least my cousin did, and I played with him. But anyway, it came out and like, okay, we know. Oh yeah, we get it. Oh, we just didn't know it would be such a big hit, and you won't have her Christmas. No problem.
Bull crap, because they kept such a tight lid on it because they knew it was gonna blow people's minds.
Stupid. So we even accepted that we wouldn't get that Christmas hit, and then the January hit, and then
the summer,
and then. So while I have rewatched The Mandalorian and enjoyed even more how cute Baby Yoda is, the child, I did in January, and February, and March place all the pre-orders for anything Baby Yoda with all the love in my heart that I was still carrying over from November through December. And now I'm tired of Baby Yoda merch.
You're just done with it?
It just sucks. It's because here's the deal. It has no connection with the immediate, and welcome back to instant gratification in our society. It has no connection any longer. And yes, I could turn it on right now and watch him and still think he's cute. But it just, like, for one, it could be my own fault. Because guess what I did? I pre-ordered every available Baby Yoda item that came out. And laughably, the first one that I got was the scale 6-inch Black Series figure that's behind you. That's this big. You have him. He's up on, can't even find him. He's right behind you, but you can't find him. And this has been displayed on many a show, including ours. He's not focused. He's focusing on TK1234 right now. We didn't even introduce. There he is. So 2 scale. So I got that. Ha ha ha. We're laughing. Then my wife somehow orders a Scentsy, the brand Scentsy that makes these candles. I don't know how they get licensing for Baby Yoda, but they do.
Yeah.
So up shows this terrible stuffed thing. It looks like Yoda, but it's a baby. He's in a robe, And then comes the Target one, which we were kind of excited about that. Even Pete from Around the Galaxy got one. He posted up, and I'm like, oh, and we went and got one, and he's so cute. And then shows up the Funko.
The big Funko.
I should save him for last. Then shows up the Hasbro, which 3 show up. So there's me in January. We need 3. 1 for each girl and 1 for me. No, but I'm already Baby Yoda out, And it's so heartless almost, like the execution.
Well, it came when peak Mando. We're in a valley of Mando now.
Of course.
And
we've all watched it twice.
It's going to ramp up again in October once the season 2 the buzz starts happening.
And guess what else is going to ramp up? More baby damn Yodas. And I'm already over them. And we haven't even gotten to the last 2. You think there's only 1, but there's 2. The last 2, which is
10-inch.
We're talking about CEO or designer just going bleh, and be like, we're gonna make the biggest, bestest Baby Yoda, bleh. And out comes the freaking Funko. It's ridiculous. There's nothing, and I own it. Grab it. You don't even want to.
I own it too.
You don't even want to, because it's like, is he disproportionate? Now I know Funkos are made to have bigger heads than their bodies. I get it, but it's just a slap in the face. Like Funkos, just like they just Funkoed all over you. They just Funkoed all over you. They're like, here you go. Number 36. It's even number 369. Just Funko.
369. Damn good time.
Yeah, times you can. They're all divisible by each other. They're all divisible by each other. But anyway, so ridiculous. All divisible by 3. I mean, just
3 is a magic number.
So I was a little. I'm not going to see you just saying. I'm not going to say. They all. It's just. It was like that's what it pisses me off about marketing. And I know we've seen some anger about HasLab and Hasbro and all their and going to Walmart, going to Target and looking at the Star Wars aisle during a movie release. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. You and I do our shopping on sites that we have to. We even had Ro on one of our kind of collaborative pods a few weeks ago, and he was saying like I like to go find things in the wild. Ro from Scarif, but Red Squadron 5 or whatever, Red Squad 5, whatever. But and I didn't disagree with him, but then I was like, sorry, dude. The only place you can find anything worth buying, at least to tantalize yourself, the only place I can window shop is online. I can't go window shop in a store anymore. Yeah. I can't go walk through and go, you know what? I might buy that. So anyway, there's my rant on Baby Yoda merch. Now, guess what? Still love Baby Yoda. And here's the last one. I shouldn't even say it. I'm not going to.
Why not?
I'm going to say.
Are you embarrassed?
I'm not embarrassed. It doesn't exist yet. It isn't in my possession yet. But I have one more that I'm going to rant about and hopefully rave about. But again,
is it a Lego?
I'm not saying. Had anyone who wasn't so busy making a hit show like Favreau and frickin' Filoni, had anyone had a brain in the LucasFilm Star Wars universe to just say like, hey, I'm on set and I just saw that, and if we don't make a toy of that right now, we're gonna lose millions. We could have all experienced it as we should have. We could have been out fighting for them in stores because they would have been.
You know, here's the thing we'll never know. How much money did you think they lost? Because
I don't know.
Because like you said, you pre-ordered the crap out of them, and you just got them this summer.
Right.
6-7 months
and they're
late.
Coming in much to my disappointment. You know, I love them. And look, my daughter, when we went on our vacation, she had all 4 of them. So let's not say there's not.
We park our cars in the same garage here. It would have been better if they came out at the time, right?
Right.
We could have hit peak merch, perch, and TV watch at the same time. Those things could have happened coinciding.
But why is Star Wars plagued with this? You go back and watch the shows, and they were like early bird specialists. They were all behind the ball. Meanwhile, Marvel's got it all planned out every day. This is the same damn parent company, for Pete's sakes. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Star Wars is like reverse Apple. Like Apple builds the demand and then can't come up with the supply, and has a limited supply. They're like half Apple. Star Wars doesn't know they have demand and then supplies you later on when you don't want it anymore. You know,
after the
I don't know
the Band-Aid's been ripped
I'm just
off.
talking about the mainstream products. I know there's a lot of ancillary products that are great and you can buy, but I'm telling you, man, I'm pissed off at the Baby Yoda thing because it makes my enjoyment less.
Josh.
Stop being so controversial.
You're just being way too controversial. And I want to end.
Wait. I'm going to be controversial with how you said controversial. Because you just said controversial. How much did I pay for Plo Koon anyway? $22.
Yeah, let's just pull the reins back a little with our extremely hot takes.
I know
here.
We're losing. Oh man,
I mean, I'm getting sweaty. It's so hot.
Oh God.
But let's find something positive to dwell on.
Okay.
Because I feel like you got a little negative there, and not for no reason.
Not for
that was a double negative.
Any
I apologize,
reason, to be honest.
But you came away with this week an outstanding Plo Koon.
There you go.
Black Series and a very cool vintage DL-44 Han style.
Oh yeah.
Blaster in its original packaging.
See, there we are, just pulling ourselves back to happiness, which is just that.
That's good.
That's just gorgeous.
Knowing that.
Thanks, Andy from Idaho.
Knowing that makes you happy makes me happy.
Whatever.
I think that's a good place to end.
It's just because you didn't get 5 Baby Yodas that you didn't want.
I've got 2. I've got 2.
But let me ask you this: do you have a black?
No. I have 3.
Do you have a Black Series Baby Yoda?
I have a Black Series.
Yeah.
I have a 10-inch.
I gotta be honest. That could be my favorite now.
I have a 10-inch Funko, and then I have
a Target.
Yeah, the one you gave me.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
No, I don't have a Target one. Yeah. I have the one that you gave me.
I'm just saying. I think the Black Series Baby Yoda, the child,
it makes me laugh,
is the best one so far because it's so damn insulting. It was like I pre-ordered it, and remember they took the picture, and it's like standing in a little grove holding the bowl, and you're like, "Oh, damn, I want that." Shows up, it's smaller than your pinky. Nice. It's so insulting. I love it. I love it.
What is this?
It's my favorite.
I paid $13 for that.
You're like, Jimmy, it's okay. It's just a little wad of clay. Perfect. All right, are we done?
I think so. We covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah,
we're a minute 22. We're at an hour 22.
You always are a minute 22. It just makes you sound cool. Don't call yourself out. We're a minute 22 right now.
PR.
PR.
Thank you for listening to the Holochronicles podcast. We are a part of the Beyond the Blast Doors network, which you can get your daily Star Wars content covered. All of your needs on beyondtheblastdoors.com. Or if you're watching on YouTube, the channel is Beyond the Blast Doors. If you would like to follow us on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, we are at Holochronicles. Thank you for liking, listening, sharing, subscribing. Leave us a comment.
Even Patreoning. We got some Patreons.
We do.
So we do. Thank you for that. And we have
thank you for supporting us in that way.
More exclusive Patreon content coming up. You and I need to do something exclusive too, right?
We do.
I think it's where we do like the shirtless Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
That's where, as a Patreon, you don't wear a shirt, and then we'll just talk to you.
It'll be great. We'll chat.
Thank you.
Where's that? Wait a minute. It's got to be your
It doesn't matter. It's our Patreon account. We'll do whatever we want.
We'll see what they want, and then we'll do that. Yes, but thank you for listening. We will be back next week, I hope.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
You know what? I think we said we would do an untubbing one a month. So be on the lookout for Hut Tub Time Machine 3. We'll do that pretty soon.
The tubbiest time machine ever.
More hut,
more hutty,
more tub,
more tub.
Yeah.
We don't know what's in there. Andy wouldn't let me peek, so it's still a surprise to us.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So deal with it.
We're gonna make it interesting for everybody, including us. All right. Until then, thanks for listening, and go play with your toys.